Welcome back. Well, we all know this story. Boy meets girl, sparks light up, and we're soon behaving like characters in a cheap romance novel.
But for some, years later, or even months later, those sparks have faded, leaving you questioning your relationship. But could it be as simple as our lifestyles keeping the passion at bay and the sparks away?
Well, here to answer that intimate question is relationship expert Dr. Nikki Goldstein. Nice to have you back, Dr. Nikki.
Thanks for having me.
Now, to quote a little salt and pepper, let's talk about sex, baby.
I like that line. I like that line. It should be my ringtone, but I haven't worked out how to do it yet.
How do we get the sexy back?
Well, I think this is the question that everybody wants to answer, because I feel like it's now the norm that we all feel like we get to a point where we're struggling in a relationship. But what we need to focus on, that it's not always exactly what's going on in the bedroom, that there are other things outside of the bedroom that have this flow-on effect. So if you're feeling resentful towards your partner, if there's a lot of lack of luster outside of the bedroom in everyday life, then it's very natural that you're going to see things also declining on the physical intimacy side of things.
That makes sense.
So you quoted Salt and Pepper and Justin Timberlake in the one question. Well done, you, for starters. Now, if we don't have you on speed dial, what are some signs that we're maybe losing a little bit of spark in a relationship?
Well, I think there is the obvious one. You know, there may be a lack of sex going on in the relationship, but also I feel that when you physically pull away from each other, you know, are you affectionate? Are you touching? Are you kissing? You know, are you just two strangers living side by side? You know, we will see other things happen in the relationship where a couple starts to feel disconnected. You know, we actually need to really look at the purpose of sex in a relationship. You know, it's not smutty and it's not a terrible negative thing. It's something that a couple can do to bind them together, to bring them closer, to experience that intimacy.
Do you think that our busyness is stopping us from being intimate or giving ourselves
100%.
time? Do we actually need to log in time, the diary, intimacy or connection time or whatever you want to call it, hand-holding? Like,
That's when you need that ringtone to go off.
Yes, and that's when you know it's the time. Well, I do think it's important that we should schedule sexy time. You know, you don't ever want to be putting the pressure on somebody that this is the time where we should be doing that thing, but more about this is a time where we should be alone, affectionate and disconnected from the outside world. But we do use this term busy too often, and we start to put the relationship down the list of importance.
Totally.
When you don't feel important, you don't feel like somebody wants you and desires you, you're not going to necessarily feel like physically connecting with them, are you?
OK, but running parallel to this is life, right? And there might be some resentments or other issues. So how do we get over those and bring a little bit of the sexy back?
Well, I think it's really important to look at the iceberg of communication. You know, often people will focus on what's the top and think, oh, we have this bedroom issue. But are you talking about the underlying issues? Are you talking about what's going on deeper in the relationship? I think it's also important to focus a little bit more on yourself. And we've spoken about the role of selfishness before, but it's really important to get back to that happy sense of self, because when you're happy and you're doing the things that you want,
attractive,
you are attractive, but you're a better person to be in a relationship with, and you can give back to that relationship as well. So it's a little bit of relationship issues, it's a little bit of self issues as well.
And self-reflection, you know, should I be pursuing a little bit more, not just expecting someone to turn up for me?
Yes, but this is the thing, is you need to actually communicate all about that to work out those dynamics. What is it that works for you and your partner? It amazes me that
in the diary. You've got lots to do. There's a to-do list of getting the sexy.
The bad news, fellas, is we need to communicate a bit more. As Dr. Nikki says, good luck with that. We'll let you guys lead that, perhaps, to help get the spark back. There might be some underlying emotional issues I think you touched on as well. Sort those out. I like the iceberg analogy.
Too. You can go and see a counsellor. That can be really helpful.
Well, I always think therapy is like the facial for the mind. You know, sometimes it's maintenance.
Facial for
you know, don't be scared of getting help, because no one teaches us how to be in a relationship. No one teaches us how to get this right. So sometimes it's better to go and get help before you get to that point where it feels all too late.
All right, well, that's why we come to you. Thanks for your expertise,
Thank you,
Dr. Nikki. We'll be back in just a sec here on the House of Wellness.